Hello, welcome to the Be Confused with the Anonymous Host.
Hello.
Hi, so one of your hosts today is a little bit under the influence of NyQuil, so I'm very drowsy, and also a little bit of cannabis. Don't mix shit like that. It's not healthy. Today we're going to talk about, we don't have that many topics today. We're good, but we do have the few topics that we have. They're really heavy. One of them is our lives. Yeah, those are heavy as fuck. But the other one, no, out of, I don't want to joke about this, but the murder that happened in Orlando, a therapist was murdered by one of our clients. And not only that, that client murdered the therapist while the therapist was in another session in front of another client, and that client got hurt as well. I think I read on
hmm
the news today that at least that person was stable because look, I
hmm
thought he didn't get stabbed or she didn't get stabbed. I think it was a
He
lady.
got stabbed 10 times, is what I heard.
What? And he's alive?
And he was trying to protect her. So we'll talk about it more. But yeah, I heard that he got stabbed and he went to the doctor, but she died when she got to the hospital.
Yeah, so if you want to know, if you haven't heard about this, stay tuned to the end of the episode. And we're also going to talk about ice. I don't know if we didn't talk about this before we started the podcast, but I don't know if you heard about now, it looks like they're using children as bait.
I
You
saw
know,
that. A
and they're
4-year-old, I think,
arresting, yeah, 4-year-old, and they're arresting 4-year-olds now. It had
in his
started that
bunny hat and backpack, his Spider-Man backpack.
it was
A
never about the
child,
criminals.
a
Yeah,
fucking 4-year-old.
yeah.
It's the criminals that are okay, we'll talk about it. So our disclaimer, we have no idea what we're talking about. We haven't done research. We may or may not believe what we are talking about. We may or may not agree with everything. This is just food for thought for you guys to think about the atrocities that are happening in our world and what you can do to I don't know, send a little light, positivity, love, something. Do something. I baked bread for my neighbors today. I made some rosemary bread for my two neighbors.
Yeah, and I think people focus a lot on, or they feel useless because they feel that they can't do anything, and I think, and I feel useless too with everything that's going on. But
hmm
the little impacts that we do in life matter too. Making bread
hmm
for your neighbor, or just saying
hmm
hi to someone in the morning that means something.
Yeah, I
And
wanted to hug. I went to get a massage today and my massage therapist, she was like, I'm sorry for my accent. I was like, girl, no, like literally don't. And she didn't have like a Spanish accent. I think it was European.
that's crazy.
But
Apologizing for your accent. That's
I
what
wanted
United
to hug
States does
her.
to you.
I just wanted to hug her and be like, look, don't apologize for you. She's apologizing for her existence. But then I got scared and I thought people would think I'm weird. We could talk about that too, because I think that there's a fear of,
Yeah, embrace your fucking awkwardness. We're humans. It's
yeah,
normal
and
to feel
vulnerability,
awkward.
right?
Yeah, it's normal to feel awkward.
Yeah.
Embrace
Um,
the cringe. That's my motto now.
ooh,
I'm
forget about your
cringe and
interests and
I'm
your values. Now cringe.
yes. No, that's still my mantra, I guess.
That
Um,
still is, you're just adding a little bit on.
yeah. Follow your values, not your
Actually,
interest,
that
and
that's a really good
fuck the cringe.
that's a
Embrace the
really good
cringe.
thing that you said because I saw this TikTok about this girl was like everything's owned by private equity. Like you know how McDonald's was like red and yellow and it was like cool and they had like the Hamburger burglar and stuff like that before.
Hmm. Yeah.
So now it's like gray and they're like boxy
Everything
buildings and
is
they're
looking
very
everything is
monotone.
losing color. Yeah.
It's like it's a prison, but that's because of private equity. So it's in the TikTok she was saying like it's not offensive. It's not geared toward a specific group of people. So anybody can kind of be pushed into it and taken out. And it's just like you're just a number at this point. But
We are.
we are private equity. We are privately owned because when you are afraid of wearing something or being cringe or whatever, it's because you're forced into this box to believe that that's cringe or
Or when
Like
you
me not wanting
don't.
to hug the lady.
Hmm.
I felt weird, or I felt like that would be a weird thing, but I felt a connection with her when she's apologizing for her accent, and there's absolutely no reason for her to do that. And I
Yeah.
can't imagine
And
when that shift happened for her. Somebody probably told her something, and she's like, "Hey, like I'm preemptively now, hey, I'm sorry for my accent."
well,
And I felt that connection and I wanted to hug her, but it's cringy. It's weird. How am I going to hug
yeah.
a stranger?
And I think it goes, yes, that's true. And it goes deeper and bigger than that. We live every time, every year, every time, it feels like everything is more individualized. That
Hmm.
sense of society, that sense of community keeps fading away. And I was watching the movie A Bug's Life, and it talks about how in unity there's power. It talks about when the grasshoppers are saying one ant is insignificant, but all of them together, they could destroy us. And that's the point with individualizing everything, and that cringe culture, that being embarrassed of saying hi, of being nice, of I don't know, going out of your way
But
to help someone,
I
creates
don't think it's
separation, and
individualistic
it
though.
makes us weak, and it's not going to and it's easier to control us.
But I don't think it's individualistic. Everybody is looking like Kim Kardashian. Everybody got BBLs. Everybody got tummy tucks. Everybody has their buckle fat out. People are not being individual enough. People are not showing their creativity because if you wear something out of the ordinary, if you have pink hair, you're seen
I think that's a
as an
different issue.
outlier.
I think like those BBLs and the facelifts or the booby lifts or whatever, I don't know. Um,
The
I
booby
think
lips. How old are you?
I don't know.
No, it's okay. I
Um,
say boobies too.
um, kind of like saying boobies. It sounds cuter. I
It's
know
cute. Yeah, I don't like
boobies are
tits.
cute. Yeah, no,
Tits just sounds so harsh. And I'm like,
yeah,
good
very
God,
vulgar. Yeah, like
tits?
you're not a dog. You're like, you're
Yeah,
boobies.
they're
Um,
boobies.
yeah, tits. I think it's for more for animals. Anyway, um, what was I saying?
You were saying that them getting BBLs and like all these
Oh,
surgeries to
so I
look
was
like a
reading yeah,
specific.
I think that is in search of happiness, and I was reading this article that's talking about how in the middle class the definition of happiness has shifted. And let me just read you the abstract. Actually, I have it open here. Um, is it the abstract?
Is it from ChatGPT?
No, no, no. I actually have the paper.
Oh, cool. Good.
So
I'm down with a good article, a
yeah,
peer-reviewed
yeah,
article.
and so the author, she argues that our definition of happiness has shifted. Like I said, in modern global middle class culture, happiness is no longer seen as a fluid mental state or a spiritual byproduct. It has become a measurable, autonomous, manageable psychological variable. Instead of something that happens to us, happiness is now viewed as an objectified quality of life that we just must aggressively pursue and earn, much like an athlete training for a medal through a strict diet and exercise. And I think that's true. Happiness is based on, okay, I'm gonna be happy when I reach this, or I'm gonna be happy
Yeah.
when I get my booby
Yep.
lift. I'm
Yep.
gonna be happy with, and I think that what you're saying, it's true, but I think that's a different issue. It's the issue of that the definition of happiness and the search for it has changed. And it's interesting because this author specifically says that for the middle class.
Why? Why is that interesting? Because you feel like the lower class and the upper class. And
No,
I
it's
mean,
just
I don't even want
interesting.
to,
Yeah, I mean,
everybody's lower class at this point.
yeah, at this point, everyone is part. Anyone that's not part of the 1% is suffering the consequences.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just thought it was
But what do you
interesting
think the
because
real, what do you think, not the real definition, because who knows what that is, but what is your definition of happiness? Do you feel like when you get a new car, you're happy and that is happiness? Do you feel like when your bills are paid, that's happiness? Because
so
that does come from money
I
when you
mean,
have reliable transportation.
I think we're not meant to search for happiness. No, we're no in our field, we know that all emotions are temporary. You're gonna be sad, yes, but you're not
Mm-hmm.
gonna be sad
Mm-hmm.
forever. You're gonna be. Angry, yes, but you're not going to be angry forever. You're going to be happy, but
But
you're
you're
not
not
going
going
to
to be
be
happy
happy
forever because happy is
forever.
just an emotion.
It's just an emotion.
So do you
And
think that it's like an
basing,
addiction?
it's becoming a constant,
Like
yeah,
consuming.
yeah.
Consuming is the addiction to try to get that happiness feeling, right?
I think with technology and all the things that we have to distract us, we're just in constant search of just dopamine rush.
Hmm.
Um, and again, yeah, like the how the system rewards that, it just it it leaves the craving to just want and want more.
But then when will we figure out that that is not actual happiness or that is not a
Unfortunately, I think that's
sustainable way?
I mean, for me, how I discovered kind of like this, that when I realized that basing my happiness on, I don't know, on when I achieve my dreams, or I'm gonna be happy when I'm finally a therapist. I'm gonna be happy when I'm
Hmm.
finally, I don't know, something.
Hmm.
It's not sustainable. My happiness shouldn't depend on something that might or might not happen because of
So
things that
what
are
does
not
your
in my
happiness
control.
depend on?
My happiness should depend on the now, how I enjoy life,
Yeah.
embracing the shitty moments and what comes from them.
Yeah.
Um, Spending time with my fiance, you know, helping someone on the street, or fucking just enjoying what I have. Why do I need to wait to be happy until I have what I supposedly want? And at the end of the day, I think the key is asking yourself, why do I want this? Why do I want to wait to when I'm here to be happy? Why can't I be happy now? And I think
But I
that's
don't
the
think we're taught
mentality.
that. I don't think we
No,
know
we're
what that
not.
truly
We're
means, like
not
being happy
because
right now.
we're
How am
not
I
because
supposed to be happy without this cool thing right
exactly.
here?
It's not profitable to be happy now, so they're not going to
Yeah.
teach us that. And
And then I think also with insecurities, like if you're trying to get the BBL and stuff like that, people make you feel insecure because it is a market for you if you're insecure. If you're insecure, you're going to get surgery. Well, you have to pay for aftercare. You have to pay for the compression socks. You have to pay for the fajas. You have to pay for the massages to get the drainage out. Like I know this somebody recently I know has had a tummy tuck and the amount of money and the amount of time and the amount of stuff that they had to purchase and services that they had to purchase
and
after
sacrifices
the
that they have
search
to do, they have
and other
to,
people because
yeah.
they can't do it themselves. So other people have to sacrifice their time and their care for them and sometimes their money. Um, but at the same time, I know a family who they work 358 days out of the year.
Well,
And sorry, not 358 days. They work Monday through Friday, like 8 a.m. to like 5, 6 o'clock sometimes. And it's physical labor. And they have 1 week off at the end of the year. So they have their weekends and that 1 week off. And all the other days they're working and they think that they're happy. They go to work, they come home, eat,
yeah.
sit, watch TV, go to bed, go to work. Like it's the same thing for 300 days out of the year. And they think that they're happy, but they're not. They're very numb to their emotions. They're very closed off. They but then how if they think they're happy, then what is that for me? Like I know they're not happy, but how am I to convince them or how am I supposed to let them know, hey,
It's
you're
not a
not actually
job.
happy?
If it's not a job, maybe the hell, maybe they are happy. Maybe that's how they think life is about. And
But
I don't
last
know.
year, would you say that you were happy with all the stress, with everything that was going on in your life before you got to this part where you started
No,
choosing yourself?
no, but I came to that realization by myself because I discovered it, and
Hmm.
it doesn't matter
Yeah,
how many people will tell me
yeah,
otherwise. I would have believed it. So,
yeah, you're
uh,
right.
in that moment, I thought that was it. I thought that was happy, and
And that was you like killing yourself at a job, internship, work, and you were like, yes, I'm doing this thing. I'm doing this thing to make sure I'm happy
yeah.
later on. But in the moment, you're miserable and you're stressed out and you're tired.
Mhm.
So, kind of finding ways to be happy in the moment. And the thing is, For me, my experience is when you're trying to be yourself and when you're being like silly, goofy, whatever, people make fun of it, and that's when I kind of go into my shell. But I'm realizing they're the ones that are stuck to this reality that I don't live in. I don't live in a reality where I just work and I hate my job and I do the same thing over and over again. I live in a reality where I'm weird and I'm quirky and I have fun with it. And I really do love my life. It sucks sometimes, and sometimes I do want to myself, but not going to do that because I'm here to do a job. I'm here to live. I'm here to enjoy this short, longest thing that I'm ever going to do in my life.
And the author of this article, she cites a philosopher, I forgot his name, and Sigmund Freud, and she argues that the true psychological health, it's not about the answers of trouble, but the capacity to withstand it. And one of the things that like was hard for me to swallow from this article, it was that by helping clients, when we're given therapy, I mean, maybe we're not doing this, but this is the mentality that I had, so it resonated with me. But it suggests that by helping clients aggressively chase happiness, we might be reinforcing a capitalistic,
Mm-hmm.
individualistic pressure that actually makes
Interesting.
them more anxious. So that was kind of like the clash that I was having. And while I was
So
reading
what do you
this,
do then? What do you do if you're not telling them like, oh, let's
so
try to be happy?
I mean, I don't think this means that therapy is wrong. It shouldn't happen. I think yes, it should be there for people that need it. It's just for me. I'm glad that I was able to find a role that I don't only do counseling, but I am able to actively um, move things within the system that's hurting the people that I'm working with. I'm able to go to an office and demand, better care for my for the client that's seeking help. I'm able to explore the healthcare system for someone that has no idea how to explore it because not even us who are in it know how to explore it sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
I'm able to I don't know, I'm able to find results that are more durable sometimes because you can teach a client a bunch of exercises on how to regulate, but how, so the human being can only withstand so much, and if there's something that I could do that could, I don't know, make a longer change, then I'll do it. And I think through this role, I feel more empowered to do so. And that's what I had to do to, to your question. So what do we do? So what worked for me is this, maybe switch into a role that I feel that I'm doing more.
So, but how would you approach yes to what you're saying? Like, that's good because I don't think I would enjoy that role that you're doing. That's just not something that
Yeah. Yeah.
find
So, and I'm not
fits with
telling
me.
like you should do something like that to whatever, but what can you do?
No,
What do you
whatever works for you. But
exactly?
so how do you help a client that's depressed and all they want is that ounce of happiness or something like that? But you have to tell them like, look, depression is part of life. Sometimes
Not that
people get
it's not my
depressed.
role to tell them that. I think is my role right there is to what's happiness for you? What does happy mean? And just go with that. Probably they'll say, well, I'm happy when I'm able to achieve this. Okay, so you're there.
So I'm happy when I go shopping. And then what would you say? I love going shopping. Like I love going retail therapy. Love it.
Okay. So going to the stores and spending money on things that you like, that's what makes you happy.
Hmm.
And I would just keep reflecting until at some point, hopefully
They'll realize that it's not actually buying this stuff.
yeah, so you're saying that, spending money at the mall is what brings you happiness. That's your drive in life.
I don't know if I reflect a lot. Like I said, I'm trying to decolonize my therapeutic approach. And
You should read into MI. I know it sounds like what you already
it's the
do.
book is just so thick and dry. I can't. I
Try
tried
this
it.
one. Try this one.
That is the one that's so thick and dry. I tried.
It's not thick and dry, is it? From Melissa Hoffman?
I think so. So right now, I'm actually reading
Ugh.
Eastern Medicine, Western Mind or something like that. And it's dealing with chakras. And I've used it with two people so far. I know you're laughing.
No, I'm not listening.
Um, but I used it with two people and I found that they respond and it resonated with them.
There
And
you
I
go.
just don't think that like Freud and all this stuff is my cup of tea. I think like even with one of my clients, I just made it up on the spot. And I was like, okay, so do this. And then actually let's use a little mindfulness. Let's do this and some body work.
And that's what it's
And
about. You use little
and it
things from
worked.
everything. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not like you stick to one. We shouldn't stick to one.
Yeah, I hate when people ask me, what's your therapeutic approach or your
Ugh.
therapeutic orientation? I don't fucking know.
Yeah,
An old white guy?
I just say MI, motivation interviewing.
Ugh, gross. I say I don't
Because
know.
MI is I mean because MI is it's just that. You just fucking put the person on the spot.
Yeah.
Okay, so happiness, what does that
So
mean
you
to
have
you?
like your like your in your tool bag. Am I? I got it.
Because MI has more than 20 theories within it. It
But
has
you said
the
that I do,
feminist
am I?
you do it, yeah.
Interesting. Maybe I should read it and I'll be like, duh, I do that, duh, I do
I mean,
that.
literally in the book it says that. In the book it says let me see.
I wish I had been there for that MI training, but I wasn't allowed
Why weren't you allowed? Oh, because you were
because
quitting.
I was leaving.
Lol.
But we're already like 30 minutes
Oh,
in.
here it is. Am I when Bill Miller, one of the authors of the book, who stated that okay, let me start again. I can't read. Bill Miller, one of the authors of the book, has stated that many clinicians recognize MI when they meet it, not as something strange that they are encountering for the first time, but as if it were something that they have known deeply for a long time, like an old friend. So you do it, you'll be able to recognize it. The difference is that you be able to expand on that you already do. And it makes sessions a lot easier and it takes a lot off your back.
Yeah. So,
And uh,
um, I know we're almost like 30 minutes into the episode, but it's probably going to be a longer one because we haven't even gotten to the how are you? We were talking about something that wasn't on the list.
yeah, I mean, but I think it's
Um,
better when we do this.
okay. But how are you just in general?
I'm doing good.
You
I
always say that
think
and then
this.
you follow it with something that's not good.
I mean, I'm doing good. I mean, a lot of shit is going on, but that doesn't mean life is bad, you know?
Because you're finding
So
happiness.
I guess, yeah. I mean, this sucks, but I know this is not gonna suck forever. Right now, I'm trying to move out from the internship that I'm in because I thought I was gonna be able to get over what happened at my workplace, which was the same place that I am doing my internship now. But it's just I don't feel comfortable there, and I literally feel sick whenever I go there. Um, because of the things that happened, things that were said. I was disrespected, and I thought I was gonna get, and I was, and I did get over it. It's just I don't feel comfortable
Being
there.
in that environment.
Being in that environment, it feels wrong. It feels
So
like it doesn't feel like I'm sticking to my values.
is it, are things still happening or have things subsided and you just don't feel like
I
being
don't
there?
like how things were handled, and it wasn't fair to me, and it wasn't fair to a lot of people there either. And I'm not the kind of person that can just be somewhere and just be like whatever and ignore stuff. If I see something I don't like, I'm gonna say it. And if nothing is done, yeah, I don't know.
Hmm. Well, I think that's good. I'm glad that you're finally moving on. I feel like you should have moved on when you quit, but I know that you had to come to that decision. But I'm glad that you're moving on. Do you already have an internship like set?
I'm doing interviews. I did one today, but I don't think it's gonna work out because the
Mm,
hours are not good. Meaning, like they are only like 9 to 5, and I work 8:30 to
mm.
4:30. And they don't do weekends. I'm gonna check a different place. I wanted to do hospice.
Ooh,
Talk to people in their deathbed and stuff.
that would be cool.
That was something that I've really wanted to do for a while. The other place is a Christian place, I think, but I think it's a free medical clinic.
So
But
is it like community based?
uh-huh, yeah, and
Hmm.
but it's too Christiany.
Interesting. What does that
Yeah,
mean?
it's just like in the webpage of everything. We share the love of Christ by taking care. Like, I mean, at least it's a good mission, you know. You're providing free health care. That those are real Christian principles, not like the MAGA.
Are you still Christian? Are you still trying to figure out your beliefs? What are you?
Um, I think yeah, I identify as a Christian.
Okay.
It's just if I explain my views to a Christian, they're not gonna think I'm a Christian. You know what
Hmm.
I mean?
Interesting. So what do you identify with Christianism that
I don't know, leftist Christian,
that is Christian, that follows what people would be like, yeah, that's definitely Christianism.
right? You would think,
What?
yeah. That oh, you're saying that, yeah, Christians.
I'm asking like
Oh,
what do you still identify as a Christian that other people, Christians would be like, yeah, that makes sense. You're a Christian.
no, yeah, I don't think they would say that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Did I don't think I understood your question, right?
It's okay. It's okay. That'll be another episode. How
Okay.
Christian are you?
Yeah. From 1 to 10, what would
How
you
Christian are
say?
you from 1 to 10? What would you say?
Yeah. But yeah, I think the other topic was ice, but I think we can leave that for the next episode. We talked about a lot of heavy stuff
I
today.
love how you ask me about myself. I'm doing well as well. I am
I'm so sorry.
I'm I feel better than the first 2 weeks of the year. I think the episode that we're going to post next week, I talked about how the energy just felt blah. I felt
The ones that we
very
did at your place,
no, the one after. Um,
I think that's the one I uploaded. So I uploaded the one on the computer.
you have one more.
On the
We'll
computer?
talk about it after. But I've been feeling blah, and then recently I did a little EMDR and I did a lot of EMDR and I feel a little bit better. I feel a little bit more connected with myself. And
In what sense?
what do you mean?
What does you feel closer to? What did you say? You feel closer to yourself?
I feel more connected with myself.
What do you mean by that? How does that look like?
I'm more present and I'm not as worried. Like I texted you that I had dreams about ice and them breaking in and doing all this stuff, and I would wake up. I don't know why you're smiling every time I tell you about something
Um,
bad.
the NyQuil is kicking in. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. We'll be done after this. How are you? So,
Mm.
I just felt like I was very disconnected from myself. Like I couldn't be happy. I couldn't be present. I couldn't be whatever with myself. And then more recently, like I've done more meditations and I've been able to journal and read and do that stuff. And so I'm feeling like I'm getting a little bit better. And then next week I'm going, well, on Saturday I'm going to Puerto Rico and then on a cruise. So I like
Woo!
traveling. Um, PR in the house. Um,
Yeah.
but I do get scared because like I'm identifiable. I'm a brown person walking around, and so all you have to do is
That
look at me. And
you'll fit in Puerto Rico.
no, not there, here. I don't
Oh
fit
shit.
in the place where I'm born.
Oh yeah, there you go.
So
Oh, there you go. You should
they
move
can
with
see
me.
me. Okay, well, when you move, please have like a little guest house and I'll move.
Yeah, I'll call it Chris's room.
Well, you're gonna call it anonymous co-host room.
Fucking hell. Yeah.
It's the NyQuil. It's okay. I get
It's
it.
the night. What time is it? Oh, it's gonna be
Um,
near the end.
yeah, but so that's what it is when I feel connected. But I do want to talk about the therapist who got murdered because I think that's important.
We didn't talk
Do you
about it.
have, do you have, Do you have the capacity to talk about the therapist who got murdered? Or we could talk
Yes.
about it next time.
Yeah, dude, we already talked about it. That we talked about how he was in the. Oh no, we said it on the disclaim on the before the disclaimer. That's right.
Yeah. So basically, this therapist, like 10 minutes away from where I live, she was having
Oh,
a late night session, and a former client of her who was incarcerated for 19 years for sexual offense or something like that. He held it down a woman and robbed her and then raped her for 20 minutes. He came to her office and was demanding to speak to her. She was in with a client. They said, no, like you can't, we're not going to speak to you. The client said that he was going to call 911. And I guess the lady said the therapist told him to leave, and he pulled out a knife and stabbed them both. The guy was stabbed 10 times, but he is still alive. And then the therapist, she was stabbed, and I guess she died when she got to the hospital. So it brings up safety as therapists and how we have to navigate that. But I know you're tired, and I feel like we should talk about this when you have more capacity.
no, I mean, we can talk about it now. I am
Well,
definitely
it's a
not a.
lot because we have to figure out like what is safety. As a therapist, how do you
Mhm.
deal with clients that are going through mental illnesses, going through things where they may become homicidal? We talk about that all the
Yeah,
time. Hey,
and
if you're suicidal, homicidal, you're going to hurt somebody, we need to report this. Well,
yeah,
we're right there with them.
I think that there's a lot of things that can be done for safety to make sure that we're safe whenever we're working with these populations. But at the end of the day, we're working with these populations, and there's going to be risks. And I'm not saying this is to be expected. Things like this shouldn't happen, but chances for things like this to happen to us are higher than to anyone else. And yeah,
You
like,
just broke up. I don't know if it recorded
oh,
you.
well, we'll keep talking about this in our next podcast.
Hmm.
Um, click like, click subscribe,
Well,
follow
do you have a
us.
quote?
A quote.
Do you have a quote for the day? The daily quote
Yes, I do.
is, okay. What is
Okay.
your quote of the episode?
The quote for today is no, I don't. Wait, here it is. Wait, no.
I have one.
Uh, go ahead. I don't have one.
Life has no meaning.
Be happy. There you go. We should put that
No,
on a t-shirt.
life has no meaning, and you get to make your own meaning. And if you want to be happy, you have the authority and the autonomy and the agency to be happy in the moment. And that doesn't mean that you have to have money. That doesn't mean that you have to buy stuff. You can just be, and we're supposed to be harmonious beings living with nature and all of that stuff.
Yeah,
So,
and it's not about, you know, like like I also want to say let's end also with a quote with what the author of the article that I was talking about said that
that'll be good.
true psychological health, true balance, I would say, isn't about the absence of trouble. It's about the capacity to withstand it. A genuinely happy person is one who is robust enough to live with some amount of unhappiness in what society calls ill health. And yeah, don't stress about it. Just be happy in the now, man.
I did want to talk a little bit about ice, but I'll say this. It's
Fuck guys.
interesting.
Uh-huh.
Yes. Fuck ICE. Fuck them, fuck them, fuck them. And they will serve somebody. Justice will prevail. It's interesting how these are the same people 5, 6 years ago that were making fun of people for wearing masks and calling them snowflakes.
Hmm.
And that's all I'll say. Bye guys. Like, subscribe. Hope you like this episode. I wish it was longer. I was ready for it, but I know you're sick, so I hope you feel
Yeah.
better too.
Okay. Bye, everyone.
Bye.